Professor. Oh no, are you 200 pounds?
Okay. I was muted. Melissa, are you on your phone or you're talking to someone else? Did you have a question, Melissa? Let's have it.
Are you 200 pounds today?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I'm like 192 right now, but I'm within the range because a gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. I really just to the 192, chug the gallon, hold in my bloated gut so it doesn't look like I'm just, a bloated gallon of water in my gut type person. And then I will step on the scale. Yeah, I'll do a little video or something tomorrow. Just to show off.
Okay.
The only motivation behind this. Who is David? I cannot see your face and I only have a first name. Is that Shoulder Bonnie? Is it Cantu? What are the other Davids?
In the morning class. That's Cantu.
Langham. Awesome. Welcome, David. I think this is your first class so far. And Greg made it on. That's fantastic. Okay, I'm going to mute you guys. And we're going to begin. Yeah, it's fine. It's a little sweaty here, so. Okay, guys, let's line up and begin. You get your single person line nice and ready. Ready, steps. Attention, and wow. Let's go through some stretches here, right? So first one, I'm just going to start low, try to have my feet flat on the mat, knees pressed apart. I can bring my hands in, but try not to push your knees. Try to open your knees with your own legs here. Good. Move a little bit, kind of get some calf stretches in there. Nice. Use your hands on this one if you want, but just set your knee, touch it down, kind of loosen up your knee ligaments. If you're uncomfortable with that, you can put your hands down to help you, okay? Good. Stand up. Again, back down. Good. Should feel just a little bit more loose there. Again, touching here. And maybe sit a little and back. Touch, sit a little and back. Again. Breathing too. Good. Back up. All right. Right here. Come up. Down. Touch the toes. Flat back. Touch the toes. Back up. Down. Toes. Flat back. Toes. Back up. Feet out. One more time. Okay. Now, let's try to take this down to this position. I'm going to turn here so you can all see. Okay. Or here, walk your fingers out and stretch over your knee. Now, bring the rear leg in front. Try to hook it to the other side of this thing and just hug yourself a little. If you're feeling comfortable, you can place your arm to the other side of your inside knee and twist your back. Okay? Now, back. Now from here, you can help yourself up by pushing, which is probably recommended. But ideally, I'd like to see if I can use my momentum to come up. Okay. So don't do that if you feel uncomfortable with the knees at all. Just help yourself up. Okay. But you notice when I'm doing this, I'm not pushing my feet down and being real strong. I'm using momentum created by my arms to come up. Okay. Now you can go other side. Knee, leg, and stretch out over your knee. Good. From here, take the back leg, bring it around, and stretch. If you like, you can bring your arm across for a little deeper stretch. Good. All right. Now you can come back up. Again, help yourself up or use the momentum to pop up. All right. Staying low right here. Okay. These are all really great stretches for your hips, kind of guard development. Now here, you can step out. Feel free to use your hands, but I'll shift a little weight over and I'll bring my leg out and I'm stretching here. Okay. Move your foot around, kind of stretch out that ankle. Now shift over to the other side. Move that foot around. So you're breathing. If you have a look of tension on your face, then you're forcing it, which is not going to help you. Relax your face, relax your breathing, and just allow your body to sort of chill out on its own time. Good. Now, come up, flat on your feet, and just sort of side to side, stretching out your groin muscles. Good. Hands down. Walk your hands back. If you can, open your feet a little wider and walk them back a little further. You can end up reaching back. And then from here with control, try to sit down like this. Okay, here's what's going to happen. We're doing tiger routine where every time we get to the next drill, we start over and repeat the first drill. We did this yesterday. Difference, reverse order today. All right. So we're starting with the kick the mouth drill. We'll do that 2 times per side. Then the next one will be the lizard drill. but we'll come back, do the kick them out drill, then the lizard. Then we'll come back, kick them out, then the lizard, then the protection walking. Then kick them out, lizard drill, protection walking. What's the next one? Around the world. So anyway, we're repeating it that way, going all the way back to the first one. All right? So we'll start off slowly for this one, but by the end, we gotta have a pretty good rhythm. All right? So get ready. Right here, in position, step, kick, back, here, switch, step, kick, back, and switch. 2 times on each side. Step, kick, back, switch, step, kick, back, switch. Okay. So to not be too redundant, we'll go right into our second drill right now. Right. So lizard drill here, stretch, up, stretch, up, shoulder down, stretch, up, and stretch, up. Good. Okay, now we go kick them out drill, lizard drill, protection walking drill. So step, kick, back, step, kick, back. Lizard drill. Protection walking. You can switch any way you want on the switch part. Now, around the world. Begin. Now, back to kick the mouth drill. I may have messed it up a little bit. Let's keep it going. Step, kick, back, switch, step, kick, back, switch. Now, where are we at? Lizard drill. It's more difficult to remember in reverse. Shoulder. Again. Again. Protection walking. Around the world. Get the door. Back to the beginning. This is the last one. Let's go all the way through. Here we go. Step, kick, back, reset. Step, kick, back, reset. Around the world. Kick the door. Side to side. Okay, good work, team. So, body should be warm, should be sweating, breathing. We got here. All right, good. So, yesterday we're teaching concept for holding the mount position and maintaining that. Today, I want to look a little bit at backing up and doing side mount maintenance, transitioning to the back, to the mount. Then we'll take a few questions. It could be about that position. We'll take those questions first, and then normal Q&A format after that. So anything you guys would like to ask, okay? Does everybody feel good with that warm-up? Thumbs up? Yes? Good. George hair's, well, it's George's hair. It's just gonna be like that. It's just how it is. So for the mount, I kind of broke it down into 3 primary ideas, which if you were on the call yesterday, you remember it was controlling the hips, controlling the arms, controlling the head. And when somebody didn't unforward the phone. So when I do that, it makes it very difficult for the partner to move, because as soon as they start their escape, I trap it and go the other way. So for the side mount, I'm gonna do something similar when I discuss the control. So let's go head right here, okay? So with the side control, I want to assume that I don't have the arms yet. I passed, but most people don't give you the arms right away, okay? So we're gonna look at shifting the weight. And I filmed this technique already as well. It's in the member section on the members portal. So if you guys did not get an invitation to that, let me know and I can send you that. Make sure we have your correct email address. But right here, 2 things I want to look at it immediately is the head and the forearm, and the third thing in my hip, right? Head, arm, hip, and I'm pushing right here, okay? So when I do this, my right hip is pushing into Professor Cameron's right hip, and my left arm pushing into the side of his head, okay? And what this does is it makes it to where turning into me becomes very difficult. Turning away seems his only option, but that's where I hold this arm. So when I hold this arm and I push, I'm squeezing him between my 2 points of control. And that's really what makes you feel heavy. Many times when we say like, oh, that person's not that big, but they feel so heavy, you're not feeling the pressure straight down. You're feeling it in 2 opposing directions that, makes you feel pressure and you think like, oh, that's heavy, but it's not heavy in the sense of like the weight pushing down. It's pressure in the right spots, okay? Block the head, underhook and pull this arm in, push the hip, okay? So now we're here. Now, if I start to lose the hip control and he shrimps away, he starts to turn in, now I'm switching to a cross space. And by the way, I'm going to keep my hips up, but I'm gonna turn, and now it is deep cross space, hip driving more, just supporting this, and this hand, I really like controlling the leg. Maybe I'll hold, maybe I'll block this side if he's really starting to get his leg underneath, just to kind of weave it out of the way, but it's here. Starts to turn away again, and we're here, okay? So with little movement, I can really keep him trapped in that little sandwiched in area right there. Now, what I talked about in the mount was before I go for a submission, is I really want to slow them down by using the different points of control and then observing openings. Same thing with the side mount. It's not to say you can't go for quick kills, you know, like you see a quick opening, go for it. That's fine. But let's assume for the sake of this class that I want to get to the most dominant position, the mount, okay? And so from that standpoint, I've got to control the side mount so there's no escaping, then work into a transitional position. So here we go. Underhook, cross face, okay? And now this hand, this arm of Professor Cameron, just turn this way a little bit, becomes something that I need to control, all right? So 2 ways that I can do that. One, I have my hip dip. I bring my knee in here and I scoop the arm. Or 2, I pull. I go from the cross face to a pull. I bring my knee under. And see when I'm here. In this case of Gatami, I don't like as much for pressure. But when I have both arms, it's very effective because he needs to put an arm on the ground to have any type of control. You just try to put your left arm on the ground. Yeah, he can only go up into a danger zone. Try to put the right arm on the ground. He can only go up into a more dangerous position, which actually there's a nice arm bar just by stepping over the head there. So when I take this arm, I already had it, and I secure this arm, I can now move to a deep side mount. Knee in, other knee into the hip. And what you'll find here is I'm putting very little weight onto my partner and a lot of pressure on each side. I bring my knee into the head. I can have the cross face, and my other knee is into the hips, and I'm holding. I'll even go over and sandwich this way. So now, let's do it one more time this way. So now look, where do I need to mount? I need to mount here, right? What's typically the problem? They have elbows that they're using to escape with. So I've taken this elbow out and laid it down across my waist. I've underhooked here in a position that I can keep moving. So I just put my knee right there, right? And now my hands, they just need a frame. They don't need to squeeze, right? Because if I don't have the cross face, I'm kind of leaning up. It's not a good point. So now I take it step by step. 1, move, 2, 1, 2. And you see how by the time I get parallel, this is easy. And I don't just have the mount. I've got a mount with 2 arms controlled, right? I've got both of his arms here, and then I can come under and scoop in both. And then like from the mount yesterday, if you're in class, that was the position we used to hit the armbar with, right? So first thing is controlling their movement. Your hip to their hip, your hip to their shoulder, depending on how you need to do it. And that movement is basically here, here. I don't know if you can tell the black mats and the black uniform kind of may make that difficult, but you notice like I'm dropping the right hip, pushing it in, left knee is pushing, or left hip pushes in, right leg is pushing. That's controlling the side mount. Once they've slowed down, now it's transitioning into a deep side mount where I take the arms out of the mix. Then it's transitioning over into the mount. And getting a mount like that is about, that's like all you can ask for, right? In a high mount. What do we use to escape the mount when we're on bottom? We use our head, our arms, and our kind of hips and shrimping. When you take the arms out of it, you're not just killing the arms, you're killing their twist, right? You're killing a lot of their bridge and all of their shrimp, because shrimp requires me to get on my side with my arm here. If both arms are caught, there's no turning on the shrimp. So you got to think about, like, I want this to be, I want you to kind of redefine what it means to control the arms from the top. An underhook is not just a position of hold. It's a position of complete upper body control. When you control the two arms, when you take your opponent's two arms and get them up, you've prevented the turn. You prevent the turn, you prevent the shrimp, you hold them as long as you want to. So that's kind of the lesson that I wanted to, because I know we talked a lot about mount yesterday, and we usually don't go from a neutral position to mount. We might jump over the guard, or we might sweep straight to the mount. But many times the mount is found from the side mount. And then just kind of ask yourself this question in your head: how many times have you gone from a good side mount, tried to mount, and then they escape and get away, like right when you're trying to go for that winning position? It happens to all of us, right? We're excited about the hold, and then we get excited, we jump to the mount, and that's right when they get away, or roll us or something like that. We want to take care of all these individual angles. So this video will be up on YouTube. It's like live right now, and then it'll be on there later. And we'll probably post it in the members section too, so you can come back and review these things. But for now, let's take any questions that we have about. It can be about yesterday's lesson, mount control. It can be about anything we did today. And if you don't have any questions about those things, then ask whatever you want, and we'll look at that. It could be guard, retention, passing, doesn't matter. All right, let's open it up for some questions. George, I knew George would have the first question.
So I have a worst case scenario type question.
Yeah,
from the bottom of side mount. So I know, like, you have the runaway escape with this a little pressure, and you have all these different escapes that are accessible to you. Is there something, like, the opponent grabs the far arm?
Yeah.
Like you let it get that bad. Is there something that you can do there, or are you pretty much screwed and you have to let it go to the next position?
Might depend on a couple of little variables. Are they grabbing like with an underhook, or are they just kind of grabbing it?
For the sake of argument, let's say they just grabbed it over the top.
Yeah. So we're here. Take the side this way. We're here. Like, you're starting to turn, but they grab the arm here. Yeah. Okay. My other arm, I'll use it to try to block. Right. So I start to turn. He pulls my arm. Yeah. I'll sometimes pummel under. You see that? He's gripping, hand under, elbow down, going. Now, let's say, hold my sleeve here. Let's say he grabs my sleeve. This is actually worse, right? Because now I can't do it. But here's the thing. By him holding my arm this way, like I got all the way to here, so he didn't have the hip-to-hip control. So he's using the arm to stop my roll. But that's only effective because he's also leaning back, right? Like, he kind of has to lean back to support this pull, which means I'm not in immediate danger of this arm, not as much as if he were like propped up in a near knee on belly position. So I feel relatively safe kind of coming in and even breaking that grip, right? But then when he sees like, oh, maybe I should go for that arm, he starts changing his position, and I try to come back in. Like, my arms on the side are kind of in a process of, like, they're going from here to here, right? Because when he starts like grabbing my bottom arm, I want to get rid of that. Yeah. See, and then maybe I scoop the kind of reverse underhook, slide out and get out of there. But yeah, when they're grabbing the arm, like, so there's actually kind of the two quick answers are break the grip and get away, or be ready to really turn the other way hard, which he's probably ready for, so it's like, one more time. Like if I'm here, if he grips and I can pummel under, good. I'll pummel under, I'll get out of there. Right. And I'm still kind of messing with that. Now I feel like I'm getting away. He's got a good grip and it's like, it's not happening. Now I try to make an opportunity out of where his weight is, which is away from me. And then I can bounce and turn. And if I can reach the side before he closes the gap, I'm out of the position, right? Or I'm on my side, and then I have some more fight to, to kind of give from there. Does that help? Cool. Good question. All right. Who has another question they would like to ask? No one so far? Let's see who's all on the call. I mean, not the call, the class. Greg, how have you been, man?
Good, good.
I bet, is this the first class you've been on?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. You have been missed. How have you been?
Good, good. Just enjoying the quarantine.
Yeah, of course. Do you have a new mustache?
It comes and goes every day.
Okay.
Like to be the lighting.
It's your 11:30 shadow.
Exactly.
11:30
Mustache game strong.
upper lip shadow.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to look at or specifically?
No, I'm just watching for now.
Okay, right on.
Kind of gear back into it.
Right on, man. Cool. Well, good seeing you, brother. Melissa, what one out of 17 questions would you like to ask? You're still muted. You are still muted. Let me try to unmute you. I don't always. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, so yesterday I asked a question about the butterfly guard, and I practiced it a little bit last night. And it seems like if I get stuck in the butterfly guard, I'm giving up the pass because my knees really can't tolerate it. So I have to push them in one direction overhead.
Can you show me on Jack real quick so everybody can see? Guys, make your screens a little bigger so you can see what Melissa's asking. And
Make the screen bigger.
well, no, you don't have to. I'm just telling everyone else that they can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So right here,
Yeah.
I'm in butterfly,
Right.
and Jack is pushing me forward, right?
Yes.
The moment my heels lift, I feel like I really can't tolerate much more. Like
Right.
it's a lot of pressure on my knees.
Yes.
So Jose showed me yesterday that I have to just keep committing to the head. But is there a sweep that I can do from here that doesn't require too much knee, like power coming from the knee?
Let me ask you this. Back up a little bit, Jack. So let's say Jack is not going to push you yet.
Yeah.
Grab him the way you want to in like your sitting guard there.
If I like grab him, I want one under and I want to grab the elbow, I think.
And you're pretty flat on your butt, right?
Yeah, I think I default there because I want to take the pressure off my knees.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a knee issue. If you adjust, so I'm going to show you something and then I want you to try it and see if it works, okay?
Yes.
So go ahead and mute and, oh man, I'm sweaty. My sweaty finger's not letting me move around on my keypad. There you go. Okay. All right. So, well, let me just show you something right here. You're here, but you're even. You're not here. So you're flat on your butt, which means you can be easily pushed backwards. Whereas if you're turned, you have scooting power, better posting power, and better framing power. Not even if you're not framing, even if you have the underhook, your shoulder can frame. So if we're here, normally, I feel like you're kind of like this, flat, and then you're just getting pushed backwards, right? Okay. Whereas I'm on my side. Now when I get pushed, I don't get pushed back. He might push me, but it's like a bad push if in the direction that he's trying to push me if I'm repositioned correctly. See, I'm lifting, stretching, and I'm only on my left side. And I can do this with an underhook. I can also do it with an overhook. But look at my shoulder, kind of right in the neck or right in the chest. Not here, right? Some players will play like this and they'll get away with it. They got long legs and they're just really good at it. And they got really hooky feet, you know, they can do it. But if you feel like you don't like the lift in that position anyway, then don't flatten yourself on your butt. Even though you're doing this doesn't stop you from being flat. You're still flat. You've got to lean and be on your side. Like a drill you can sort of do is just that butt scoot drill, and make sure every time you move, you're shifting from one glute pretty much to the other. Here. Same thing when you move forward. One, shift to the other side. Two, right? Practice not sitting flat this way. This is very, very important. If I am sitting flat, I cannot let him get close to me, right? Like if I'll play that sometimes, like if I'm going for skin, but I'm playing like this, my head becomes the frame this way. So now, you know, because now I want to attack evenly, maybe an arm drag, maybe a push, right? But even when I go for my push, like I switch for a moment, there's no power this way, you know, when I do it. So there, I'm ready to switch, but I can never be like this and flat. I've got to be on my side to make that hook sweep work for me. And then last thing, if you do get flattened there, so let's say I'm going to pretend I'm trying to sweep this way and I've got an underhook, but I flatten myself and I end up here, right? Immediately grab the pants right here, get a grip, okay? Because otherwise, if you're hanging on here, they start doing the leg stuff to pass. Like he'll start bringing his leg together, hooking like that, and now he's chopped my knee. See how my foot is chopped? Both my feet are on that side. Now he's just gonna pin and pass the guard, okay? So if I ever find myself in a hook sweep, butterfly type guard, then I wanna look to grab the pants, right? So if I were here, now I don't want that to happen. That's why I stay here, shoulder here. So now, if Professor Cameron starts driving me, it's a bad drive for him, right? I can trap. My head is blocking his ability to flatten me. But if I messed up and he flattens me out, yeah, here, grab the pants like this, okay, and keep your grip on the belt, because now when he starts messing with the feet, he can't. And I've got incredible rocking chair power, and I can sit up and then I can do it right the next time. Right? So, yeah, if you can launch them as they push you forward to create space, you might sweep them. You might turn it into an X guard, a single leg X, something like that, right? If you lift somebody up, you've got play room. You maybe feet on the hips, over hip sweep. A lot of options are there if you lift them. But it seems like what you're asking is, well, what do you do when they flatten you and you haven't lifted them and you feel like you don't feel good about that lift? So grab the pants, rocking chair, get back up, and then you can go. That good? Okay, cool. All right, so we have some more time. If you guys would like to ask anything or any follow-ups to any of the other questions. Again, I can go back. The transition that I'm kind of looking at is the side mount, to the mount game, and we can add some stuff in between there. But I always want to make sure I give time for questions because it seems that there's always a lot of them. So if you have a question, I'll give you like 10 seconds to unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, I'll move on and I'll show another transition. Good. Take Melissa's. No? Okay. All right. Let's go back to the side control transition to the mount, right? So, so this idea that I talked about, right? Controlling both arms, very important. Let's look at how I can take that and turn it into an attack and keep, so just more concepts of pressure, right? So again, we're hip to hip, pushing, maybe controlling this and going here, right? Or maybe working the crossface to hold here. One opening that I like and I usually don't get this as a submission, but they almost always react a certain way, is attacking the Americana. So what I'll do here is I'll come in, 1, curl, 2, I'll punch my hand right up to my neck to get my forearm lined up, or my elbow lined up with his arm. So if he keeps his hand close to his chest, it becomes my elbow against the wrist and my weight crushing here. And I'm kind of sandwiching the arm like this. So even somebody who's really strong is weakened when you kink their arm in that way, right? And if he tries to push me, if he is real strong and he kind of pushes me with that arm, I can still redirect it out. And so there's my Americana, right? But it's not difficult for him to extend his arm out and get out of that range. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting, okay? So now I curl again, block, or you can put your hand on the face and kind of face palm them sideways, right? I'm just gonna post right here for a second. And now look, I shift my weight back, kind of, so it was right hip, now it's left hip, a little more of a sprawl, and elbow. And this, I'm not gonna put all the pressure, I'll just do it once at the end. But this should be some of the worst pressure that they ever feel, including a knee on belly position. I'm basically aligning my elbow with my sternum, right on his sternum, and sprawling all my weight on it. So if you have a partner, you can try this. And if you're doing it right, even if you're half the weight of your partner, they should feel like some pretty tough pressure, okay? So we're here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and look, 5. Okay, so all my weight directed onto that elbow, and the point that I like to hit is like the lower part of the sternum, not the stomach. And I can't really bring it, too high because the arm gets loose. I want this arm here, elbow here, here. And then, so you kind of hold for a second, and then it's a quick transition to the armbar. So we've all seen, I even taught this the other day, it's perfectly good. If I have the knee on belly and they push, this is kind of the way we learn the step over armbar, right? Step over, grab, armbar. Perfectly legit technique. But we want to look for opportunities to do the same moves and take steps out, right? So what I've done there is I kind of skipped the knee on belly, right? It's like the moment my knee came up, I'm already doing the step over and twisting. So it's a familiar move, but the knee on belly pressure is replaced with elbow pressure. And I've shortened the route from first arm grip to how fast I get to the other side. And I like that one a lot. I'm very slow on the hold. Like I'll take my time on the hold and I'll wait until they completely like relax and stop fighting before I step over. I almost want to feel that little resistance they have relax, and that the moment they relax, then I get really fast, right? So it's like here, pushing, holding, they're fighting, they're breathing heavy, and then they finally concede, like, okay, I'm not fighting. And then it's like one motion from here to, it's like a backwards spinning jump to get to that position. And that requires a little bit of agility and flexibility. Like if you have trouble jumping into weird positions without losing your balance, that's going to be challenging. That's why so many of the drills that we do are designed to get you comfortable and balanced in awkward positions. Because balancing on your toes might seem stupid until you start doing arm bars where you have to turn, right? Balancing, and doing these types of movements might seem ridiculous until one day you shortcut a move you learned a long time ago with an efficient movement and balance. Let me show another kind of example, right? Sort of similar move, a little different finish. Marcelo Garcia, for being one of the best guys ever, he never goes to mount. He even said that. He said he tried mount for a while in training. He had people tapping out from pressure, and then he just doesn't do it. He didn't like it. It's like funny, right? But it's one of the best guys ever, doesn't like the mount. So it's hard to argue that. He would always he'd get the step over armbar all the time. But the way he would do it, same kind of pressure. But so think about this, right? If you ever went for an armbar and it's a step over and you put the knee right here and they're grabbing their hands, if you don't get your other leg over, they've got a lot of space to escape. So we have to almost like adjust and put the leg over. Because now, back here, yeah, with this leg over, his chance of escape is much less because there's more weight to stop him when he tries to run away, right? Like, start running away, yeah, that leg's heavy. Whereas right here, yeah, he's out of it. Okay, so what Marcelo would do, stay at that same angle right here. He's so flexible now. He would come out to here, posting on his hand, and throw his leg over. So I'm posted on my hand, hips off the ground. He'd throw the leg over, and then when he would do it, he'd kind of rake the ribs and stretch. Sorry, but that's what he would do. And they're not thinking about the arm because that's such an awkward stretch for them. And then he's in this perfect armbar here. Again, less traditional, but way more way more fluid, right? It's very fast. So you have to find these moves and you have to find your balance in the position. Because at a high level, all the traditional moves work, but you have to take out some of the A, B, C, D, E parts of the movement and just make it one fluid attack series, if that makes any sense, right? Because I mean, think about how you first learn to move and then try to do that, counting along 1, 2, 3, 4, like for the armbar. No, it has to be a really quick, as I'm dragging the arm, I'm breaking the posture and my legs are up. It's all happening together. So anyway, that's enough, I guess, talk about that. But to come back to the original idea there, I talked about pressure from the side, holding the side mount, and then I shifted my pressure to the elbow. I know I felt really heavy, but I really only felt heavy like in this little region on his chest. I'm not heavy everywhere. I'm just heavy right there. But that's a spot where when held correctly, doesn't allow movement in any of the other parts of the body. So there's certain points of pressure when applied the right way, control the whole body. A really good crossface, a really good hip to hip pressure, that elbow down the sternum, knee on belly, right? So yeah, you can practice that one, especially like if you have a partner, you can work that elbow in pressure. And really, again, what it is, and if you want to find a drill to do that, like to do that movement with without a partner, single arm planks here, because that's what you're doing. Single arm plank, pop up. That's awkward. It's easier if maybe you do it on like a higher surface, like mimicking a body, right? But I can still step up, boom, right? I can switch it. So I'm gonna add that to the drills, a single arm plank. I like that. I don't know if we could do like a single arm push-up. No, that's too tough. Gotta work on that one. All right. George is really throwing me off with those neck exercises right up next to the camera. George, this is what I'm seeing. We all enjoy it though. Okay, we've got a little bit of time left. I don't know if your brains are saturated. George clearly has better things to do. But if you have any other questions you'd like to look at, you can ask now and we'll review it. If not, we will wrap up pretty soon. But unmute yourself if you have any questions and let me know. Okay, so here is everybody's homework assignment. Especially those of you that have been coming to these classes regularly for the past like 2 weeks. If you found any value and learned anything, and there's been any benefit to you through this training, which I think the feedback from everyone has been really positive, it would mean a lot to me if you could write me a short review, kind of testimonial, because 2 reasons. One, we want to make sure we get all the students involved in these classes. And this was the best week yet. Last Monday, not this past one, but 2 weeks ago, Monday, was kind of a low turnout. Then Tuesday was better, then Wednesday was bigger. And then this week is like twice as many as last week. So it was slow going, getting everyone on board. We were like calling and texting and doing all these things and sending out, all these emails and everything. But we're getting everyone, and the feedback has been really positive. We want to make sure we get everyone. And it helps if I can show them, what you guys have thought about it to try to push them. And then 2, believe it or not, there are a lot of people cooped up at home that are looking for things to do. And so I would like to be able to share the kind of the feedback from the members, you guys that are doing it, with them. So some of them will join in and try it, even if they've never done jiu-jitsu, just trying it for the first time and kind of introduce it to them. Because even though it's a strange time, everybody's cooped up, it's actually, there's a lot of opportunity here to focus, learn, and grow, even with our somewhat limited resources of not having another body here, right? These drills, like I've never done so many solo drills in my life. I think everybody would agree. We're doing more solo drills ever. And we're better at them now than we ever were when we were taking regular classes, because we're doing them every single day, like the same ones over and over again. We're getting really fluid with them. So there's that, and then there's the Q&A. None of the classes are like too crowded, so everybody gets time to, to ask. So yeah, guys, shoot me an email, just travis@teamtook.com, and just write something short, whatever your thoughts are on the training so far, what you like. Any feedback, of course, too, is fine, and I'm all ears for that. But thank you guys. Another really great class. We're going to go ahead and bow out. Unless there are any other questions, you can ask right now, but otherwise we will line up to bow out. All right. So, all right, good work, team. Let's line up. Excellent work, everybody. Right here, hands together, ready stance, feet together, tension, and out. Great job, guys. So remember, this video will be available to review on YouTube. Just go to Team Took MMA, that's our YouTube channel, and you can see all the classes that we've been doing. We'll post it on the member site too. And remember this, if you have not, first of all, if you've got the invitation to the member site and you haven't checked out the videos, go check them out, because we're filming those separately on the high definition camera, and really getting specific with like the details of these fundamental positions, and we've been uploading those every day. So check those out. That gives you some stuff to that you can review and have a better frame of mind when you come into class too, and maybe even have specific things to ask, like, hey, I saw the I saw the mount escape and I had a question about it. What if they do this? Like, I know George asked a lot of questions like what if situations. Those are very important because everyone has different experiences in your own sparring and training that you need to ask questions and get those answered. So check that out. Send me an email if you have not got the invite, and I will make sure I get that to you. All right? All right, guys. No, not this time. See ya.
We're out of here.
And we're out.